Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Soulstorm casts this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got a 1 versus 1 on Fallen City. Playing on the right-hand side as the Imperial Guard, we've got Talrash. Playing on the left-hand side as the Orks, we've got Kooaei. Kooaei will be opening up with a couple of Slugger Boys, a Grot Squad, a Boys Hut, and a Generator. Whereas Talrash is going to go for double Guardsman, Tech Priest Engineer, Plasma Generator, and a Infantry Command. Very nice map for the Imperial Guard, I do have to say, considering that this side of their defences, there's a narrow corridor coming in. And we'll over here, well, the map is just basically just full of narrow corridors. You can stick an Infantry Command there, maybe something down here as well. There's only really 3 ways to get inside of the Imperial Guard kind of things. But again, the Orks are a deceptively defensive faction themselves, as, I mean, they've got lots of war banners, all the buildings have got some shooting bits on as well, so the Imperial Guard will also struggle to get on their side as well, so potential for turtling on either side, although I imagine the Orks will want to push out. Already seeing a heavy bolter turret being slapped down here, as the Orks will probably go for something along those. There we go, a big mech be coming over and slapping people around ASAP. Primarily focusing on capturing this side of the map, but not really focusing on this side, as the command squad is going to come over and see if we can bash things over on this side. So mutual harassment from both players here. Don't just come out and see what they're going to see. There's a heavy bolter turret. They know they're not going to be able to deny this, so may as well just ignore it and push on further in to see if they can do some harassment elsewhere. Won't be able to decap this listing post, as the Tech Priest Agency is already on top of it. Commissar will come over. Once he joins these guys, his additional melee competency, his little sword stabbing into their green hides, should help them majorly in close combat. So no need for them to really run away from this at the moment, unless, of course, the Orks get some more lads in there, which does not seem like it, to be fair. Oh no, they're going to go for one more before running away. Yeah, do not want to engage close combat when there's a Commissar in their ranks. That guy can basically solo a lot of boys on his own. Command squad over here, struggling a little bit in range, considering that there's some shooter boys firing at them. But once the priest gets involved, there we go, slaughtering Grots and priests alike. Although almost losing their actual main general dude. Got a Commissar in there as well, which is quite interesting. So additional melee stuff going on there. Would normally see a Psyker in there, just in case those Grots go for their infiltration. So you're able to basically do some builder bashing. That's fine, that's cool. Where's the big mech gone? You decided to... Oh, no, you've joined over here. Fair enough. Okay. Obviously, the big mech is pistol is actually quite decent, and you don't really want to get the big mech in close combat against the command squad, as these guys will win all day long, every day. That big mech is primarily a... Oh, what should we call them? A utility, support, hero, commander, whatever. Do a fairly decent job in close combat, but that's not where you really want him to be for too long. Especially, like I say, against these absolute lads and chads. Wonderful black colour scheme. Black and bone white, I want to say. Space wolf grey, maybe? I don't know, I'm practically colourblind at this point. When you get to my age, boys and girls, all colours kind of look the same. I don't know if you've ever been in that situation where you're at the Home Depot or B&Q or whatever your DIY shop is called in your country. You're there with a family member or a partner or something. You're looking for paint, and they say, oh, what do you think about the mauve or the cream? And you say, wow, those colours look exactly the same. I can't tell the difference. That's me, baby. That's me. Anyway, they've got the relics being captured on either side. Nothing too crazy going on at the moment. Guardsmen going to see if they can sniff around over on this side. Have you managed to capture this point yet? Yeah, you have. Good stuff. I have a tendency to forget to capture listing posts whenever I'm playing the game. Usually, if I'm playing with Tiger Shark, he's the guy who reminds me when to capture, when not to capture. It's like a second pair of eyes. That's just how the sharks work, you know. Lion Shark and Tiger Shark work in unison at all times. Critical location being captured by the Orks, and the critical location victories are on this. But, I mean, you've got to capture 3 of them. And what? I mean, you've got to capture either these 3 on your side, or at least these 3. So it's quite a hard way to win. You only really get a critical location victory if you're absolutely stomping, which means you could probably get an annihilation victory, so no major problem. But these guys give you a little extra blue money. I do believe if they're on regular requisition, it is 6 or 7, something like that. If you capture 2, that's 14 in total, which is a big boom in the economy department. Good economy has been 110 and 20 compared to 92 and 30. No major aggressions going on at the moment. Everyone's just posturing for positions. Just capturing their stuff and upgrading their tech. Or their economy, should I say. Imperial Guard going to hang around in the heavy cover over here, waiting for the Orks to poke their heads round over here. Maybe pounce on them. No weapons upgrades for them. It's going to tech up into tier 2. Probably we'll see some chimeras for repositioning and to basically resist the big shooters as I see. There we go. Pile of guns over on this side. So these shooter boys will be able to cut their way through the guardsmen very, very quickly unless they go for their armor upgrades, which even then will still be having a tough time in staying alive against the guardsmen. Are you about to get into tier 2? You are about to get into tier 2 once this war banner is finished. So I'm under the assumption that if you don't go for a big mech shop straight away, it will be tank busters. Which again is interesting because, like, without that psyker in the Commissar, they won't be able to have a quick access into seeing those tank busters unless, of course, they go for these long-range scanners, which is fine. But, I mean, if you scan somewhere and they fall back, then you kind of, like, lose that vision for them. And I think what the cooldown for this is about 45 seconds, 60 seconds, not too long. The longest you'll ever see. More guardsmen coming from the infantry command over here. We'll see the Ork critical location start decapping that. Heavy boy armor research on them. Going for that decap, but the Imperial Guard falling back. Quite a passive play from both players. No one really committing too much at the moment. Just everyone getting their upgrades. Going for that blastier research for the shooter boys. Just fair enough. Also seeing that bigger generator. That's something that you see quite a lot of people forgetting to build when they get into tier 2 on this map. Considering that if you've got jump units, it's quite easy for them to be harassed. But in saying that, the guardsmen don't have any jump units to make use of this gap going on in here, whereas the Orks do with their Storm Boys. They get their chopper research and then get one squad of Storm Boys. Oh, they're going to go for a Knob Squad. Okay, Knob Squad. Attach the big mech into there. Teleport them into the centre of basically anything. I mean, they've got a nice collection of buildings here that they can bash around. And with the Imperial Guard's main force over here, if the big mech just teleports in, then they've got plenty of time to smash things up before those guys are able to come over. Not seeing a mechanized command at the moment, but tier 2 has been finished for them. Going for some priests and also building a heavy bottle turret over here as well. Orks showing their hand a little bit early, I think. They don't have the killing blow at the moment. Don't really have enough to crump enough stuff. That does give the Imperial Guard a little bit of time to pop some boys in here and bring them over via the listing posts. Those underground tunnels allow the Imperial Guard to travel so well. Got the grenade launchers on the go via this tactical control. Also that satellite targeting resolution. So going for an infantry focused build here. That mech shop bringing forth the war trucks. Orks doing the push in. Got 10 knobs in here. That's a big investment on these lads. They've got the armor research. They've got the more choppier research as well. So nice overall upgrade on everything. Infantry jumping inside, firing those plasma guns outside. Getting a good spread of damage over everyone. Got a priest messing up things in close combat with the command squad. Commissar inspiring the men. Also a priest within another rank of guardsmen. And the knobs being killed very, very quickly. Managing to... I assume they survived. I assume that the squad jumped into the war truck. Can't possibly have been a squad wipe. There were about 10 of them at the beginning. That was a lot of firepower coming in, especially with the combination of the listing post and the heavy bottle turret. Soon to be upgraded with a missile turret add-on as well. War truck there, going to use it super speedy. No one says to come way, way over here. But then they will find the exact same kind of scenario going on here. With an infantry command going down here and here, the Imperial Guard will be able to move around a lot of troops very quickly. Did the mechs... Oh, did the knobs survive? No, it does not look like they did. Fair enough. So that's quite a big loss for the Orks, but with the addition of those tank busters, not quite able to destroy the infantry command before the guardsmen came over. It might have been an idea to kill the infantry command first and foremost. But all the lads hiding in heavy cover there. We'll do them all right, but that Commissar, not only does it keep the men high morale, but also increases their accuracy from what I can remember Also that priest for additional movement and close combat expertise. Going to replace that heavy bolter turret, no problems whatsoever. The current economy has been 122 and 60 compared to 139 and 70. The Imperial Guard spending their money a lot more liberally. Going to pop down a heavy bolter. Sorry, a heavy weapons team, I should say. Going for a las cannon. Okay, so they are anticipating a Ork mechanized assault. And they are correct in their assumption. War trucks coming over with their missile launchers. Not going to go for those bomb chuckers. Primarily going to use these guys to dismantle these heavy bolter turrets. One priest charging in. A war track goes down. But that lad falls. These las cannons, though, their rate of fire is absolutely incredible in comparison to other anti-vehicle pieces of weaponry. Dare I say it's probably one of the most efficient ways of killing an enemy vehicular unit. It's just the problem is that it's very stationary. They've got to get its positioning absolutely on point. And the Imperial Guard making wonderful use of their defensive structures. It's very rare that you see an Imperial Guard player actually use these infantry commands to their full potential. No, I mean, to be fair, you don't normally see Imperial Guard using it purely because there's loads of different battles going on everywhere. Oh, pardon me. Frog in my throat, apparently. But yeah, on a map like this, it's possible, because there's only 2 avenues of attack, so it makes sense. But on a map, say, like Fatamorga, God, I forgot all the maps' names now. Battle Marshes, well, I suppose Battle Marshes you could. Oh no, that's a very similar map. Meeting of Minds, that'd be a one that'd be quite hard to get one, but in saying that, you don't really need to, because that, when you're defending your own base, you don't need that much space to maneuver around here. Go for some uncommon valor, so some more friends in the command squad. Definitely want to see a Psyker in there ASAP. What about the Orks? You've got your big mech waddling on over there. Potential for tier 3. War track, or war truck, sorry. God, I hate that they're called so similar names. That's a powerful firing line there. I just do not want to mess with that at all. That's one thing in Storm Boys. Get some Storm Boys, jump them over in the centre. Start smashing up this thermoplasma generator. Knobs are going to completely ignore this stuff and go down here, although do that at your own peril. The Imperial Guard are going to jump inside here. Yep, they're going to bring some lads over, I imagine. And, I mean, the big mech will be able to teleport them out, but it's quite risky. Like I said, they have 45 blue and 10 green, very expensive to reinforce. Command squad, or should I say guardsmen, for priest in there as well. Not exactly pushovers in close combat. Oh, I see what they're going to do. Thought about teleporting in here. See if they can do some damage, but it's not enough, man. It's not enough. If you're going to get them done proper, you need a proper war coming in. And this ain't no proper war. This is just like a little skirmish war. Yeah, more like a Waluigi war rather than anything else. They get one missile, turn it down. Guardsmen over here losing their morale. The tank busters make it work. These guys aren't infiltrated there. Sure boys being racketeered down to minimum units, or minimum model, sorry. And, oh, good loss. Goodness gracious, there was a, I mean, cursed machine spirit, but this guy just kind of just ignored it. Maybe because it was told to move here with its go faster ability, and it only stopped when the go faster ability finished, maybe? I don't know. Maybe the Orks don't have a machine spirit, just one grot in the middle of the engine on like a hamster wheel, running as fast as it can. That would surprise me. That would not surprise me at all. Got the flash gates now. And the flash gates with the Orks in tier 3. They're going to be a serious customer for the guardsmen to deal with. Are you in you're in tier 3 now, going to get that full-scale war. You are primed and ready. Oh, actually, no, you're not. You're not primed and ready for a Bane Blade. Or at least a quick Bane Blade at the moment. Because you spent so much money on reinforcing stuff, which is fair play. It is doing a very good job. Got a heavy weapons team over here and here as well, so very defensive. But being defensive ain't going to win you the game. You're not going to win on defensive prowess alone. And if you leave the Orks to their own devices, it'll be quite difficult for you to win. But Squiggoth in this kind of matchup, if they get their Relic unit, which both factions do have access to their Relics, so I mean, there's no problem in either side getting their Relic units out. I mean, the longer you wait, actually, no, I take that back. The Guardsmen need to do something drastic, because the Orcs will inevitably get their unlimited amount of Slugger Boys, and with the listing purse gradually being decayed over time, these green pips turning yellow and then red, the Orcs actually have all the time in the world. They don't need to be aggressive if they don't want to. They're going to be aggressive anyway because they're Orcs, and that's just what Orcs do. There's no fun in just sitting back and being chillaxing as an Orc player. Fighting juice on the flash gates. Nob squad waddling forward. Lacking the tank busters there. Flash gates can basically... I mean, if you've got one squad of tank busters, but again, not enough really to be a major problem for the Imperial Guard. Especially now that they've got Casicans and they've got Ogrins here as well. One lonely Commissar running about the place. Casicans jumping inside listing post before then pulling themselves up. Quite nice that they got one model in there, which then sucked the whole squad in there, and then jumping out from the other side. Kept them away from close combat for those knobs. Big Mech teleports away there. I think he did. Yep, he's over here now. So yeah, the Imperial Guard defend once again.
What would you have me do?
And the Orcs are going to have even more of a hard time with the elite units. Also got the Assassin over here. And are you infiltrated? I assume you're infiltrated. You don't look infiltrated to me. Hold on, let me double check from your perspective. No, you're not. You're just chilling out in the open. That's fine. As I've said, I'm moving. Oh, bloody hell, where did Squiggoth come from? Well, he's here now. And that is one way to tank all the damage. Although the Orcs do need to now, you know, get shifting. Need to move along if they want to. Big stompy smash. Knocking all these guys backwards. He's keeping everyone alive. Do you believe that you are? Oh, you're the command squad. You also do have the... Oh yeah, the Ogrins are also being inspired to immortality. Need to kill this las cannon. Let me Squiggoth. That's what's killing you the best. Got a beautiful Valkyrie bombardment on those Orcs. Being all bunged up there. Chaos Machine Spear on that war truck. Squiggoth goes down. Very unfortunate. Needed those Orcs to come forward a lot quicker to support him. But maybe they were waiting for the Squiggoth to do enough damage and then the Orcs just follow up. That's, I mean, yeah, okay, maybe. Maybe that was their thinking, which isn't actually the worst idea, in all fairness. Once Squiggoth has softened them up, then you bring in the Orcs to do the finishing job. Got a Tunetank firing in. Are we seeing the all-important Orc upgrade? Yes, we are seeing it. There we go. A mass slugger, boys. Imperial Guard, like I say, beautiful defense. The Orcs not really breaking through, but now they're on borrowed time. What are the Imperial Guard buying? Are you buying stuff? You're not being nearly as efficient as you should be in your purchasing of stuff. Is there a Baneblade on the way at the very least? There's a Baneblade on the way. And you can basically solo him up. If I can say that again. Solo him up here. Considering that the Slugger Boys aren't going to do much against him. And the majority of the Orcs forces isn't over here. If you're able to defend with your elite stuff, you should be alright, but no more defensive structures on this side. And there is double looted tanks. Got Lehman Russ there. And the Lehman Russ is, I do believe, yeah, superior looted tank, all things considered. Which makes sense. Definitely makes sense. But there's two of them. There's two of them and a war track as well. Guardsmen have got very little in the way of anti-vehicle at the moment. And also being squad capped as well after losing that infantry command. So we'll need to build a second one. I can build another one down here. Just for defensive reasons. The Master Slugger Boys moving around over on this side. They've also... Oh dear, they've... I think they might have potentially blocked their own Baneblade on inside this little nook. We'll have to wait and see if we can squeeze by. I'm not sure if it's got the squeeze ability. Oh, poor guardsman been hung over here. I suppose just hanging out for the boys. You're piling that terrible pun. Tank Zapper from the big mech, stunning that Baneblade as the Orks fall back. They know they're not going to get much done over on this side. And Knob Squad over here, they're going for on a bit of a journey. Well, not what they wanted. But there we go. Conga line of death. A trail of tears. Flashkits coming back over here. Squig-off. Number 2, Electric Boogaloo. And he's got less things to crump now, so he might actually have a better time. Listening Post attempting to be rebuilt, but unbeknownst to them, Big Green Dog is on the way. Imperial Guard are just, yeah, the Baneblade is not coming out anytime soon. Although he can now start coming over on this side, so it's a real shame because that Baneblade coming over on this side would have kept all these Slugger boys at bay. But in saying that, maybe defending on the northern side. Squiff, what are you doing? You're charging in. Nope, sadly not. In all fairness, that is a lot of guardsmen. And he definitely needs support. Oh no, they're deciding to bring all the boys down here. Is that what they're going to do? Well, Squig-off, you can't go past these buildings neither. That's the problem with all these narrow streets and corridors. Limited amount of maneuverability.
Heavy weapons on the field.
More heavy weapons. Where are you going to put yourself? Oh, I quite like this. Going to put them on the ridge. The best place to put them, in all fairness. Slugger boys won't be able to get them. Also got the infantry command for defensive purposes. And while they're assaulting, the Imperial Guard are now being offensive. And that's exactly what they need to do at this time. A war of attrition. You're not going to win against the Orks. That's just the rules. In the late game, the Orks have all the time in the world. Imperial Guard have got plenty of money there, so even when their listing posts start decaying, still got a fair bit of bank to play with. While the Orks are coming in, being a little bit ineffective, I do have to say. Imperial Guard come over and smash a listing post. They've also got Squig-off. Only been spotted by one Flashkit squad. Ogren's being immortal for a little while, so Flashkit's no point in fighting them for now. May as well fall back and wait for that ability to fade away. Been saying that if you've got like several priests in your ranks, unattach one priest, replace with a fresh one, and then make him mortal again for a little while. Don't know if that's a mainstream tactic, but there's nothing stopping you from doing it. The guardsmen are going to stay here and do exactly the same. Nice little buffer. Baneblade going to go around the flanks. Lots of targets for him to go through. But actually, he can turn around and fire at both, kind of. The Baneblade versus Squig-off, pound for pound. Squig-off is going to lose that range. Also, is forced to engage in melee combat once it's tied up. Well, he's got a firebomber, perfect unit for massive infantry. Very slow firing rate. Also very low accuracy as well. But don't need accuracy when you've got all these men squam bombs together. That is a real word, trust me. Warboss going toe to toe with the Baneblade. That's what we like to see. Big axe. Or big power claw even. Squeezing and pleasing that Baneblade flank. But even with his mighty knob armor, he ain't going to do much. Kooaei, yeah, you know what? It was a good idea. And if the Imperial Guard continued playing defensively, they wouldn't have really been able to break through. But that Squig-off not really being used to full effect there. I think that we only really saw one Flashkit squad at a time. Which if we saw double Flashkits and a couple of tank busters, I mean a couple of tank busters infiltrated, that Baneblade would have really struggled there. I mean, it was quite, based on its health there, quite low. If you had like one or two more range units such as tank busters, that would have gone down a lot quicker. Flashkits could then just like fire away, even with the priests with their immortal ability. Pull them back a bit, wait for that ability to cool down, then go back in and cut through the light armor of the guardsmen. But anyway, that is how the cookie crumbles, and that's how the usual things goes. So yeah, cool, nice one. Want to support the channel? Have a look at the old Patreon. £1 a month gets you 1 extra game a week. And there is also Patreon, where Patreon things happen. Link in the description as always. My name's Mr. Landshark. Pleasure's always, never short. And I'll see you in a bit. Peace.